Okay, looking here at another new guilty verdict from this week involving two of the top aides to a well-known Democrat mayor, pictured here in 2015 with Hillary Clinton. So just this week, two of his top aides to Mayor Marty Walsh in Boston, have just had a guilty verdict against them in a conspiracy case. They've been convicted of conspiracy and another of extortion as well. Also interesting, as this could have legal consequences for the mayor as well. Marty Walsh himself, again, very close to the Clintons, pictured here. There was another controversial case, one of many controversies with this Democrat mayor himself. This particular case interesting, as these aides are facing 20 years in prison, and mainstream sources even saying that they could be pressured to testify against the mayor himself for lighter sentences. That's what mainstream sources are even saying. The Boston mayor, Mayor Walsh, is a Democrat, regular critic of President Trump. Over the top criticisms of President Trump, calling him shameful and bigoted over recent comments that he's made. He regularly makes these sorts of comments, and it's expected given that he is so close to the Clintons. In one case, it looks like he illegally campaigned in polling stations with Bill Clinton, Mayor Walsh, and Bill Clinton pictured here. Another mainstream source, Boston Magazine, asked at the time, did Bill Clinton and Mayor Walsh break voting laws in the state for Hillary Clinton? While voting for Hillary Clinton, Mayor Walsh did end up having to comment on this at the time, denying any wrongdoing, saying, quote, President Clinton joined Mayor Walsh to thank poll workers this morning. They were not campaigning inside the polling location. That's what a spokesperson for the mayor claimed. But again, people were questioning this very seriously at the time. Just one of many controversies involving the mayor, and there's more connections potentially directly to this case. He was not called to testify, the mayor, in this case, but he was named as a potential witness. This article again saying U.S. Attorney's Office did not call Walsh to the stand, but federal prosecutors named him throughout the trial of Boston Tourism Chief Kenneth Brissett and the city head of intergovernmental affairs, Timothy Sullivan. So these two top aides, just news from this week, breaking news that they have had this guilty verdict against them. Walsh's former aides found guilty Wednesday for pressuring Crashline Productions into hiring unneeded union labor for a 2014 concert. The mayor's legal future took a perilous turn after this. Again, another attorney saying that this could develop into more. This could be very bad news for this mayor, ally of the Clintons. Possible that they will try to testify against the mayor. They're saying, this attorney saying, quote, that this sort of tactic of the U.S. attorneys is almost always to climb the ladder. That means that they look to get lower level officials to testify on higher level officials. The ultimate target in this case would be Mayor Walsh. Brissett and Sullivan, they say, don't even have to testify truthfully against the mayor, he added. That's one of the bitter truths of the federal criminal justice system. They only have to testify effectively. Brissett was found guilty on conspiracy and extortion. Sullivan was found guilty of conspiracy. Another federal prosecutor said that any leader, including the mayor, would be nervous if a member of their inner circle was convicted of a crime, especially if they then testify against the boss. Interesting, again, going back to the relationship between Clinton and Mayor Walsh, that this was one of the things that Clinton was pitching during the campaign, saying that she had a $275 billion infrastructure plan that she was going to be giving to people like Mayor Walsh. And I on this channel, people who've been following the channel know that there's been so many cases in these cities that this type of funding is completely wasted or ends up in the pockets of these sorts of politicians. So definitely possible to interpret that. Who knows where that money would have actually gone if Hillary Clinton had been elected and she was just giving away this money to her friends, basically. There's also some more details on the mayor's direct connection to this particular case. His two top aides that have just had this verdict against them, they've just been found guilty. These men bullied the organizers of the 2014 Boston Calling Festival into hiring members of a stagehands union to please Walsh. This is what prosecutors have said in this case, that these two men that have just been found guilty, they were doing this on Walsh's behalf, essentially. Walsh, they note, himself is a former union leader with close ties to organized labor, prosecutors have said during the jury trial. So again, you can only imagine if he was given billions and more dollars, how that money would be given. He has these ties to these other corrupt union officials that I'm sure that more money definitely could have gone missing. It's also notable in this case as well that the case had been dismissed in 2018, but the trial was then resumed after a federal appeals court reversed the dismissal decision. Two defendants who served as top aides to Boston Mayor Marty Walsh have been accused of illegally forcing this production company called Crashline to hire union labor for the Boston Calling Music Festival in September of 2014. But again, a lot more going on with the mayor, and he has direct connections to this case as well. So definitely possible that this could lead to more. I will continue to follow this case, other things going on with the mayor, if he continues to be as outspoken as he has been, or if he ends up kind of being quiet as this is all going on. Maybe that could be another hint as to what might happen next too. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Again, even mainstream sources saying that this could lead to some serious legal consequences for the mayor himself. There is a big incentive for these individuals to give that info against the mayor, to testify against the mayor for lighter sentences, as they're facing 20 years themselves. These two aides facing pretty serious sentences in this case. So let me know what you think. I will continue to follow this as any new details come out, and similar cases again happening elsewhere. Wonder if that could be related. Seems to be a lot happening right now, this sort of thing. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment, please. I do have a link in the video description to my Patreon account, patreon.com/realityreader, as well as paypal.me/realityreader.